Hey, what's going on, YouTubers? Decided to do another video here. This one's going to be showing my copper tool bag. It is a Bosch Tech bag, as you can see here, that I picked up actually at Walmart for like 15-16 bucks, and it's actually a pretty decent bag. It's got this cool little plastic base going on the bottom, and so far I've had it for probably close to 6 months, and it's holding up fairly well. So let's dive into it and see what I have. On the outside, you can see I got these 3 pouches. I just like to carry various copper fittings, just, you know, some 90s, you know, male adapters, coupling, just, you know, like I said, copper fittings. This one's actually just got a drop ear 90 shower hour, whatever you want to call it. Got some Teflon tape, because you always need Teflon tape. You're never gonna have enough. That's for, you know, taping and doping male threads on some fittings. Then on the other side, it's got this little exterior pouch here that opens up, and then I have if I can get it, some of my cutters. These are by oh, actually it's Auto Cut. I was going to say General Tool, but these are by Auto Cut. This does 1/2 inch, this does 3/4, and all they do is they open up around your pipe, you shut it, turn it like that. It's pretty cool for tight areas. These are my rigid 101s, also good for tight spaces. The clip actually on here snap, but they still work. And then these are my 151s. Those are also good for tight spots. These both work in, well, I'm sorry, these will both do up to 1 inch. So those are good if you're doing residential. Those are good 2 cutters to get. I should upgrade these and get a number 15 and also a number 20 cutter, but that's further on the list of tools to buy. So those just go on the outside. Those are my cutters I use on majority of the bases. These are actually what I use like all the time. And without further ado, jump into what's in here. So this has got some more pouches, and then now you can't really see it, but on this side there's just these little loops you can put certain items on and whatnot. So in this corner here, got a striker. That is for my acetylene torch. I just have a little scrap piece of solder that was left over. It's kind of like one of those, in case an emergency, break glass, you know, for you know, a repair and you need a little bit of solder and you can't find anything. I don't know. I just like to hoard onto stuff, so I kept it. Of course, Flux Brushes. Can't have enough of those. Some pencil reamers. Get those from the shop a lot. Can't get enough of those. And then my tips, my acetylene tips. Got a pencil tip, and then I believe that is a number 2 tip. Doesn't really say, but anyway, that's number 2 tip. That is what I use on a daily basis when I'm using my acetylene tip. That pencil tip is great for, let's say you're doing on a urinal, the little adapter you got to sweat on when you put it into the wall. That works wonders because it's got a smaller flame that comes out. You can kind of control it in that tight spot. Here, I actually got this at Walmart. It is a oral care kit, but it came with this tiny little mirror, and I like to use that in tight spots to go around fittings, and you can kind of see, you know, did I get the solder around all of it, so that's kind of cool. Then also in that same pouch, I got my 1/2, 3/4, and 1-inch fitting brushes. These are the ones I use the majority of the time, so I threw them in there by themselves. I'm not going to pull them out, but you can see there, that's where I keep my larger diameter fitting brushes. That's where I keep, basically anything 1.25 and above I keep in there, because I'll use those, but not nearly as much as the 1/2, 3/4, and 1-inch. Surprisingly, even in commercial. That is my, oh, it fell off. That is my Flux. And I'll see if I can find it. And naturally I can't. Normally I keep a piece of scrap copper. I tape it on the side here. It's got a cap on the bottom, and then I can take one of my Flux brushes and just put it in there, you know, with the bristles pointing up. I can keep it there so it's not constantly just dumping it into the Flux. Map torch. Oh, and there's for my map gas, my torch head. Of course, a pair of gloves. These are what we get at work. But I have a nice tighter fitting pair of gloves in here for handling fittings and whatnot, and so I don't get burnt as easily. There's some crappy rags for wiping off Flux. I have, this is a Sawzall blade case, and I put my files in there that I use for cleaning off cut pipe and stuff, and deburring it and whatnot. General cleanup stuff. Of course, a roll of sandcloth. God, I'm like tongue-tied tonight. Oh. Hold on 1 second, guys. Got my whole acetylene rig here for those tips I was showing you earlier. That's for doing acetylene. Hold on 1 second, guys. Oh, you can see there's the scrap piece of copper that goes onto my Flux container. There is some solder. Of course, more sandcloth. Never gonna have enough. This stuff's good. Let's talk about that real quick. This is just your average run-of-the-mill sandcloth. Now, there's also some that is an open mesh. Let me tell you what, this stuff works awesome. Now, when it gets wet, this stuff does not work as well. Now, if you have the open mesh stuff, that stuff will actually still sand when it's wet. The problem with it is it's so expensive, in my opinion, but also it doesn't last nearly as much as just your regular stuff. So I have a separate toolbox, and I have a roll of the mesh stuff. So if I know it's going to be super wet, like if I'm cutting into a pipe and there's still kind of a drip, you know, coming through, I'll sand it. Sometimes I'll use the open mesh stuff just to kind of sand and get it all clean, and kind of let it drain down some more versus actually cleaning out 3/8 fittings. Doesn't happen often, but it's one of those things where when you need it, you need it. And last but not least, another roll of solder, because you cannot have enough solder. You can see that's the bottom bit. I like to keep these. Those are the little protectors that go on the threads on the containers, on the tanks. I'll have usually 2 or 3 of these floating around. But, like you guys see, those are my various tools I use on a daily basis for doing copper. Hope you guys like it. you know, keep the support up. The channel is up to about seven or eight followers, so that's pretty cool. If you like these videos, comment below, show me what you have in your bags, or, you know, just ask any questions, and like and follow the channel. I'm trying to increase the flow on here. So thanks, guys.